everyone, welcome to the weekly update. Last week when we talked, we've changed the weekly update a little bit to actually include some more informative information. And one of the things that we did was offer a tank tip, we offered a tank spotlight, and we offered a vendor spotlight. And one of the things that I had talked about last week was the incomparable polyfilter. And what I asked was just a little bit of feedback. Well, 7 people chose to give me that feedback, which I appreciated. And so this week I'm giving each one of you that responded a polyfilter. So that wasn't originally in the plan, but I appreciate the comments so much. So just beware, anytime you comment on anything, it might lead to free product.
Hey y'all, it's Diana here with Fishy Business, and the vendor spotlight of the week is going to be the aquarium co-op stuff. We recently restocked on everything, so come get the sponges you've been wanting. We got some planting tweezers as well. Also, we got back in the Easy Green fertilizer. It is a great all-in-one fertilizer. I really love it. I use it here, I use it at my house. It's just 1 pump per 10 gallons. The smaller one is 2 drops per 1 gallon, so it's really easy to use. It's an all-in-one. I love it so much. You also have the Easy Carbon and the Easy Iron, which is also another great thing to use in your planted tank. Come by and pick up what you've been needing, and thank you all so much.
Hey everyone, welcome to the saltwater part of our show. You're stuck with me this week. Maybe next week you'll have Hayden or Diana, but I'm going to go through some saltwater with you real quick. I often get asked what would be a great fish for my small saltwater aquarium. Aquarium maybe that you could only have 2 or 3 fish. This Atlantic pygmy is one that is fantastic. These fish typically come in very relaxed. They are, as you can see, he's picking at just about anything, and this can be a great little reef fish for smaller aquariums. The best part of the pygmy angel is he doesn't get big. There's a whole group of pygmy angels, and this one, being ever so elusive, there we go, is different from your dwarf angels like coral beauties and flame angels, eagly eyes, things like that, in that it does not even get that big. So, the bargudi right here. This is a great little sand sifter that we don't have in very often, and I only have one that came in this week. It's very relaxed in most situations. As you can see, it's in with lots of gobies and other small fish, kind of trying to run away from the camera as much as possible, but before we started filming it, it was very relaxed. I just don't have anything else to say about it. A great little fish that, in my opinion, is on par with the 6-line wrasse that we don't have in very often is the possum wrasse. This is another very small species of wrasse that spends most of its time going in and out of small little reef areas. If you have a small tank, this is a great little fish. It is rare that we get in a purple tang that has been proven, and by proven I mean has been in a service account or in someone's tank, raised up and brought in for a trade or something like that. But that is the case with this one. I got in a bold, very thick-gutted, beautiful purple tang. Zebrasoma, I can't talk. I can't. Xantharus. Zebrasoma xantharus is what I'm trying to say. That's the Latin, and that was bothering me that I couldn't get it out. This is a great fish. Okay, you remember that purple tang I was just talking about? Well, this is a proven sailfin tang. We got in a gorgeous, gorgeous sailfin tang. As you can see, it has fantastic weight, and that's because it's been in captivity for a while. It's proven, it's relaxed, it's not running from the camera, and it's one of my top 5 or 6 hardiest saltwater fish you can buy. I always like to show blue tangs when we have them, even if it's week to week, because sometimes we go long periods of time without them, and this is a very popular, typically hardy saltwater fish. I've got one in this week, but he came in with really, really good weight, and that's why I wanted to show him to you. And that might be the only time I can. No, he's back. Yeah, regal blue tang. Fantastic fish, crazy in its behaviors, but we can talk about that when you get here to buy him. Okay, this little guy is not going to look like much in this video because he's very small right now, and I got 3 of them, and they're all about the same size. This is the Domingue tang. To get the Domingue tang at a good price and young like this, where it hasn't already been heavily stressed, is not something that we commonly get. Usually when we get them, they're fairly big. This is a fish that gets fairly big, but absolutely beautiful. Its compatibility with other tangs and other fish is fantastic. It is a showpiece in a tank, and I'm gonna let Kat show you a picture of one we have that's a little bit bigger so you'll understand why I bring him up. Okay guys, your tank tip for the week. It might seem very rudimentary to even bring up the use of a gravel siphon. Almost every aquarist uses a gravel siphon, but you'd be surprised how many people come in here and are changing water in their aquariums without using a gravel siphon. So I'm gonna go through this process very quick, and maybe you'll learn something, maybe it won't make any difference, but at least it'll be there for hopefully one person that needs it. So, we have the old gravel siphon. The greatest way of getting water out of a tank. So simply submerge the gravel siphon, lift it up, and you'll notice the water leaving the tank. Upturn, and you can begin to gravel siphon your tank. Now, this is the one thing that a lot of people miss. You can totally control how fast the water comes out of the gravel siphon. When we're doing service accounts and things like that, we may be on different surfaces. We may be gravel siphoning sand. In which case you won't dig down as deep as you would in maybe gravel itself, but you can totally control the flow this way so that you don't suck out anything you don't want to suck out, and you will get out everything that you need to. So, very simply, that's a gravel siphon. What it does is it vacuums the bottom of a tank, and hopefully if you haven't used one or you have, if you have any questions, let me know.
Hey y'all, it's Diana with Fishy Business, and we are going to do the plant of the week. This week I'm going to be highlighting the Boost Godzilla. It is a slow grower, kind of like a nubius. It can be attached to driftwood and any kind of rock via glue. It does not need to be buried. It actually prefers to not. We've had these for a while and they look phenomenal and have been doing great. I'm going to get some.
Hi, it's Kevin. I'm going to show you some of the coolest stuff I got in this week. I got in a great selection of freshwater fish this week, so I got a lot to show you. We got in a nice medium-sized silver arowana. Silver arowanas are one of the easiest of the arowanas to do, but if you want to successfully do a fish like this, you really need at least a 6-foot tank for success on this fish. Preferably a fairly wide one as well, so they can turn around without having any curvature of the spine over time. Probably one of the easiest of all of the oddballs to keep in captivity would be the African butterfly fish. They generally will eat a flake or a pellet with no problem as long as it's floating on the surface. They are trying to mimic a dead leaf in order for prey to come nearby for them to gulp down. We got some adorable little Thai micro crabs in. These guys stay very tiny. They will be okay in a smaller tank. They do really well in planted aquariums. We got in some really nice tangerine lobsters. These are a freshwater variety of lobster. They actually do really well if housed separately from each other because they will fight each other if you keep them together. We got in some beautiful rainbow stifodon gobies. These guys stay fairly small, usually under 3 inches or so, full size. They eat algae as well as other flakes or pellets, or even small bloodworms might also be sufficient. He's so cute. We got in some awesome looking striped butterfly loaches in. These guys are omnivores. They like biofilm and other types of algae, but they also do like some meaty foods blended into their diet. These are glowfish. They are a genetically modified fish. These are actually Pristella tetras, not the regular skirt tetras that you more commonly see as glowfish tetras. I really like the body shape and the little black eyes of these guys. They really stand out really well in any tank. We also have a great selection of glowfish danios. These are a little smaller, better suited for smaller tanks. They do best in groups of 5 or more. We got an awesome selection of colors right now. We have some really nice looking clown Plecomus. Clown Plecostomus are one of the smallest Plecostomus you can do. They generally stay under 4 inches, so that makes them suitable for even smaller tanks. These guys do not necessarily do well with live plants though. They usually will eat your live plants, so be careful. We got in some really nice looking Farlowella catfish, also called a twig catfish. These guys generally top out a maximum size of about 5 to 7 inches. We have an awesome selection of Neocaradino shrimp in right now. I have a great assortment of different types and colors of these little guys. They can be a little fussy over their water quality, so make sure that you keep your water parameters in check and preferably use purified water to do your water changes. Babies. If you're looking for an excellent scavenger for a community tank, these Melanistas Cory would be perfect for the purpose. They do best in groups of 3 or more. These guys are going to top out probably a maximum size of 2.5 to 3 inches.
Okay, so people are always asking us, do you have any tanks on special sale, even more so than they would normally? And this one, I do. If you are in the market for a reef tank, this is the tank spotlight of the week. This is a 90-gallon plumbed with 2 Red Sea 90 lights, a full sump, a Red Sea mat, a reef octopus protein skimmer, an auto top off. It's got all the bells and whistles. It even has a reactor on it. This tank is far away the cheapest running, ready to set up at any moment tank that we have in the store. You can take this home today. You've got an instant reef tank ready to go, ready to put things in it. We wanted to end the video this week by showing you, or at least telling you, that as you walk into the store, you're going to notice an abnormal amount of used tanks that we've got up here. These are tanks that were torn down at the end of last year, which was only like 2 weeks ago, and we've got them at some very special prices. So if you wanted to set up a really cool freshwater saltwater tank and you don't want to pay a lot for it, these are not a lot, and there's a lot to offer. So I think that's everything for this week. Leave your comments. Do you like the new style of the video? I think that's it. Okay, so I'm done. God bless. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
So you might be asking, what is an automatic feeder and why would we use something like this? Well, one of the main reasons is a lot of people go and they away from their tanks, go on holiday. What is a automatic feeder? It is a programmable device that holds your fish food and feeds at program. So one of the reasons we actually like the E-Heim is because you can program it at 4 different times to feed. Why? And why would you use this?
Well, you gotta tell me.
Oh.
All right, here we have a Cory.
And we have a couple in different sizes, in different styles. So I know somebody's coming up behind. One of which was a tank tip, one of which was a product spotlight, and one of which was a vendor spotlight, or actually a tank spotlight. Never mind.
All right, sometimes this can be a lot of fun. It's winter here. My vinyl tubing's a little cold. Don't do this. Don't try it at home. But it does soften it, I promise. There is a reason I do it.
I can't put this in the video. Hi, it's Kevin. It's a great week this week for freshwater fish. I got a good selection of some different things and I want to show you that so too. Hi, it's Kevin. I got a great selection of freshwater fish in this week. I'm going to show you some of the really cool beans that came in this week. Some of the
cool beans? Hey Kevin, I'm going to show you some what? Cool beans? Cool beans.
Cool beans.
No? Still can't do it, huh? No. Oh, woo. No, Kevin. Breathe.